All right, so I definitely am back. I have, a little message here. Just kind of want to do like an energy check, but I also want to give, a message of just, oh my God, I can't even talk, of just what, the messages that I've been receiving. Um, because I do feel like there's a lot of change coming. A lot of things are gonna get ready to really take off. Start, like there's a shake-up movement forward. I know today is, the full moon. So again, um, really figuring out things that, cycles you're closing out, releases that you want to do, and kind of, I think now the energy just feels like we're almost starting to finally, those, who were kind of more or less stuck. And it was almost like a forced stuck. Just real, I don't know, January was pretty rough, as far as energetically. I do feel like, it was more of a pause, a break for everybody to kind of really, figure out where they want to go for the new year. Lots of ups and downs energetically. There was a lot of energies, um, obviously a lot of things going on, planetary wise. But again, for those of you who are new, a lot of the message that I get is actually in the beginning. I channel directly with the divine, with my higher self. So I'm not just talking. I actually will give the message first, usually, or at least where it's going to go, and then I confirm later with the cards. It's kind of a tool that I use to kind of confirm the stuff that I'm already picking up, feeling, things like that. So again, I'm not just talking. That kind of how that works. And bear with me. Again, a lot of changes going on. So yeah. What I actually had gotten was, when I was scrying with fire and kind of sitting here grounding myself, trying to get the message, really open up myself. Now, I don't know if this is someone's, quote that they like or something, but I kept hearing over and over again, life is but a dream. I typically don't talk like that, so this might resonate for somebody. That quote, that saying, again, there's definitely a movement I was getting. I also felt an energy of panic and uncertainty. Just very like, I just feel like there's a shakeup. The shakeup starting. It's starting. And a lot of us, don't really know the direction that this new energy coming in wants to take you. You may have an idea, but I feel like a lot of it is very uncertain right now. And I feel like, the divine's really requiring a lot of us to kind of really follow our heart, our guidance, and it may not necessarily look the way that we envisioned it. And the word that I got, to be completely honest, well, actually, first, before I got the word, I saw, bright red, and then the red circle, my third eye, as I was scrying with fire, it kept pulsating and like turned to a green. So I know those areas, again, root chakra, green, heart. The word that I got was Artemis. Okay. Now, it's kind of weird though, because I knew it was like a Greek god, but that's not the direction that they were heading with this. Um, you know, and then I wrote, this is the shakeup needed to break the ice as far as the masculine energy. Again, even if we're feminine here, our divine masculine side, this shakeup, this like anticipation, this panic, like, again, for women, it would be more of like the action needed, career wise. I feel like with the masculines in a physical body, their shakeup too is a lot, not just the financial aspects, but it's more of an emotional stir up. Okay, the fear and the panic, I feel like, is coming from those who kind of were, at the last minute they're trying to hold off and change, almost like I said, this felt forced for those who, you know, really weren't trying to, or just weren't awakened to the connections they had with you guys. Like, if you guys were in connections before and it kind of went your separate ways. I know a lot of the divine feminines had to kind of leave behind, the masculine energy to kind of focus on themselves. And I really feel like for those masculines that weren't fully awake to even the connection or the healing that was needed to be done, this message is more directed towards, again, that collective. of the masculines who are a little bit slower to fully want to put in the work or the realization, or didn't, or kind of was taking the feminine form more granted, I want to say, you know, just like, oh yeah, like no. So that's kind of where this is heading. And then they wanted me to look up Artemis, okay? And this is what I got. It pulled up. I had no idea about this, but there's apparently an Artemis 1, 2, and 3 with NASA, okay? It's these rockets that they had sent out to go to the moon, right? I don't know, you guys can look it up, but there's Artemis 1, 2, and 3. And these are these historic, I'm going to read this too, because like, again, I had no idea what this is, but this is it. Again, it's the full moons tonight, right? And they're talking about these three rockets, Artemis 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 different stages and crews that were doing this, whatever. So let me go down here. It's kind of funny because the one, again, I don't know if this, I think this was Artemis 1. The launch date was November 16th, 2022. The mission was 25 days, 10 hours and 53 minutes. Distance traveled was 1.4 million miles. The re-entry and splashdown was December 11th, 2022. So again, kind of weird, like, right, the Artemis, I think it was 1. Let me see real quick. Artemis updates. Artemis/Orion spacecraft returns to the Kennedy Space Center. And this was update 37 days ago. After its 1.4 million mile mission beyond the moon and back, the Orion spacecraft for the Artemis 1 mission, okay, so it was Artemis 1 mission, arrived back at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Oh my God, I can't talk. I just got done work. It's late. Forgive me. But it arrived back at the NASA's Kennedy Space Center December 30th. The capsule splashed down in the Pacific Ocean on December 11th and was transported by truck across the country from the Naval Base, San Diego in California. Blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so it was Artemis 1. But if you go on their website, they actually talk about 3 different ones that they're doing. And then it also mentions that one of the Artemis missions, NASA will land the first woman and first person of color on the moon, 2022 as well. So again, this is all new to me. I just jotted some stuff down. So I don't know if that was Artemis 1, but there's going to be 3 stages to this. It says Artemis 1 will be the first in series of increasingly complex missions to build a long-term human presence at the moon for decades to come. Boom, right there. That's what my guides are telling me. It has something to do, okay, with that. So again, in connection to, you know, the divine masculine and feminine, right? It's a series of complex missions, right? To build long-term human presence at the moon for decades to come. But it's also all these stages, right, of this whole twin flame journey, right? It's all to build a more solid foundation for decades to come, right? So a lot of those that are coming into union, or at least attempting to go that way, it's not only for, you know, it's for future generations. So I just thought that was really cool when it was like, you know, kind of just how that word, and then, yeah, Artemis, right, in Greek mythology is, you know, definitely the goddess of the hunt, right? So I don't know, but you can take a look at that, but it is a thing. I had no idea, but NASA has their website for Artemis 1, 2, and 3, and they're all complex missions. And again, it's to build. So I feel like right now with all these shakeups going on, the shakeups that we've been going through, especially, you know, kind of since the whole, I don't know. It depends on how long you've been in your journey, but regardless of the point, just the shakeups going through these types of relationships, right? Where you guys are mirroring each other. And, you know, again, like I had said before, one has to go first, right? One has to have that heartbreak first. And I feel like it was a lot of the divine feminines. But again, there are masculines, you know, who have gone through that first, and there are female runners, right? So it just depends on the situation. So I, you know, to each its own on that one. But, you know, you do kind of hear, at least I hear more of a masculine runner. So, but it is, you know, obviously there are female runners too. There are a lot of those out there too. But anyways, that's kind of where, and I don't know where this is going off to, but it's, you know, again, just a message about, you know, continuing to focus on yourself. And really, you know, there will be a lot of action that's stirring up, and I can feel it coming. I feel a lot of changes for people. Again, unexpected changes, like sudden shakeups, sudden clearings. I feel like, you know, this full moon's tonight, and it's just like, you know, I feel like going after that, you know, obviously, I just feel like a lot of things are going to look a lot different in people's lives, and with these relationships, you know. I do know patience is required, again, for the masculine feminines who are going to relate to having a more runner partner or divine counterpart. This is going to hit them pretty hard. I know a lot of what, you know, the energy that they're going through is just very, it's not easy. And I feel like the reason why compassion, compassion, yeah, see, maybe the passion died out a little bit, but have a little compassion for the situation. And, you know, I know a lot of us have had a lot of patience, right, with the situation, but I feel like a lot more patience will be required if that's something that your heart is telling you, you know, to just do. You know, obviously you can't force yourself to do anything, but at the same time, you have to understand the healing process, you know, that you went through, right? So it's never easy being the initiator, right? The one who sees the bigger picture before the other person. But nonetheless, it's not easy being the other person either, you know? So I just know that a lot more patience is going to be required. You know, and there is a hesitancy here to just understand that, you know, this is an awakening, the beginning stages of the awakening, the healing and stuff like that for a lot of these masculine energies, right? So again, not going into something with all these wild expectations, right? Like, you know, previously you had wished and hoped for. I feel like, you know, whatever feminine energy I'm speaking with, you kind of got over that stage of like the hopelessly waiting around, right? And for those who had walked away, almost being forced to just have to because there was no change, right? I think that is what initially is causing this sudden realization, right? So I don't know, just something to be mindful of with that. But I feel that very heavily in the energy, and we're just gonna kind of see where this goes. Actually, no, I'm gonna do energy check cards first, and then we'll get into some tarot. So we'll see. So for the collective of divine feminines and masculines that, yeah, carrying connections, just kind of, you know, check the energy coming towards the collective. So we have carrying connections and 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Oh wow, and we got the numbers 14 and 41. Confirmation, this is about the twin flame collective. Look at that. Mirroring 1441. Absolutely. So there's confirmation there. So we definitely this is the energy. So for, you know, which twin flames, you know, this group resonates with, you'll know. You'll know if this is your situation or not. What else do we have? The thinking woman. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the divine feminine energy is just really focused on career and going forward and, you know, having to just really take time out for themselves and just, I don't know, you know, just really, it was like, I feel like January was a big reflection of just like, wow, like all of last year and all the things that were going on. And January just felt like a month to kind of just process everything, right? Like just the ups, the downs, like trying to, you know, really focus on, okay, like I had to walk away. I was being called to walk away, but now what? Like now where am I going to put my energy and stuff? And, you know, really trying to take time out for yourself, you know, the door to personal healing and happiness. Again, the woman energy, the women, oh my God, I can't even, so I swear to God. Yeah, the divine feminine energy, really this is where, you know, you guys are at with it, just really sitting there like, you know, you're ready for the change. I feel like the hesitancy and the fear and the panic with the shakeup is from the more, you know, the masculine energy, again, who was avoiding the healing, you know, and avoiding the connection and stuff like that. Yeah, look, confirmation, deceit, you know, deceiving themselves, deceiving you. That's where that, you know, and you might be feeling that energy again. Confirmation with the first chakra, Archangel Michael. I saw that. I saw green. So I know that's kind of what they wanted to talk about as well. Making sure you're taking the time out to ground yourself, to feel stable, to not fear these changes coming up in your guys' lives. You know, again, with the divine feminine energy, I'm feeling like there's going to be a lot of shakeups as far as your career, your personal life, you know, things that, you know, different directions you're being pulled to. I don't feel like for this collective of twin flames that, you know, a relationship is really even on your mind. I feel like it is all about personal self-care, keeping your mind focused and not on the relationship aspect or the person, you know, your person. I do feel like there's an awareness, you know, that there is a shift and it's happening now. And it's really coming out of nowhere, again, because it's balancing, angel of balance. It's balancing out these heartbreaks. No matter what, you know, the energy you put in that you gave, you know, and they gave back to you, whoever was the one that suffered first, it's going to be a complete opposite, you know, switch here. And that's just how life works. It's karma balancing itself out. So the energies are they will, you know, balance out however the divine sees fit for that, you know, whatever lessons individually these, you know, the more masculine energy has to go through. But whatever you felt, your person is going to feel that right back. And that's why they want you to understand that it's not going to be an easy process, you know, especially when someone was very resistant to the change in the beginning. So for this collective, you'll know if it resonates. If your person was very resistant to change, to even want or even had any awareness to the connection. I mean, a lot of them are suffering from, you know, addictive behaviors, toxic behaviors, trying to cover up, you know, the deep wounds they were feeling, or just that oblivious to it because they've been living their lives just so 3D and just so out of touch. So that's kind of where the energy's at with that. So patience, like I said, is going to be required. It is not going to be an overnight process. Yeah, indecision and all tied up. Confirmation again with the, you know, anxiety. Yeah, that's the masculine energy here. It's really, again, the thinking woman. That's your energy. And you are balanced, but the whole situation is going to be balanced out. And for both parties, though, the stability here in all areas, your emotional stability, your financial, you know, just your mental stability, anything. It's an area that is going to need to be, again, they're very wanting you guys to make sure you're grounded. Because it's going to be a rough patch. It's not going to be easy for either side because, again, you're going to be feeling that energy. You know, yeah, you might not necessarily be going through it, but you're going to be affected by it because the energy, you're going to feel it. You're going to pick up on it. How could you not? You know? Won't be as bad, but it's certainly, it's, you know, not going to be, you know, I don't know. All right, let's pull some additional cards on this message. Yeah, I mean, I certainly embracing the future, step into the future. Yeah, I just kind of want to make it quick, you know. I got a lot of things to do too. I got a lot of shakeups in my own life over here. I'm gonna move out of my apartment, but they wanted it out. Yeah, like, see, don't get all worried. Don't freak out. All these sudden changes that might arise, tower moments. I'm telling you, like, tower moments, the Nine of Swords, all those, that's just the energy, right? Like, the freak out's about taking leaps of faith and being pulled in different directions, right? But they want you to make sure you're embracing the future. You know, I step into the future with an open heart. Wherever you're being called to go, trust that and go, you know. And it's not going to be easy, you know. A lot of us might have to start completely back from scratch, right? Because you have one idea in your head of where you think you're headed, and you know, if you guys are anything like me in my situation, sometimes you have to be realigned. You know, the divine will try to pull you out of situations, places, uproots, and locations, right? Locations are key. People are lot of people are going to be having these relocations with their home. A lot of people with the career, if that didn't already happen, because you know what? It's time to be realigned to where you're really meant to be and step into your true purpose. You know, launching your journey, exactly, because it's going to look completely different than what we're used to living. You know, I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. It's like, it's got to happen. You know, you got to embrace it positively, though, and simplifying your life. I cherish the simple pleasures of life. Absolutely. And she's in there cleaning up. Like, look at it. It's like all around her, there's just clouds, clutter. Like, just everything's just kind of unorganized, right? But it's like, no, it's cleanup time. You know? We're all on this journey, right? To try to make our lives more simple, make our lives more peaceful, and have balance within ourselves, within our relationships, our work relationships, our family relationships, just in general. We are here and we've been trying to bring back balance and restore that, and that's exactly what they, you know, want you to keep focusing on, and being in the flow. I am in the flow of the universe. Like, trust in that flow, be in the ebb and flow, because resisting, we all know where that gets us, right? It don't get us anywhere. It just makes the process so much harder when you try to control. I feel like a lot of the divine feminine energy right now has to completely surrender. You know, no matter what that looks like in life, surrender and stop trying to control that last little bit, right? We surrendered a lot. I mean, hands in the air, like, I'm done. I surrender, like, just take me. And I feel like that's where a lot of us are at. Just take me, just show me. And that's why they're really, you know, on me even about working with my highest self more, calling in my inner guide, my own intuition. Again, this year's going to be real bumpy. There's going to be times where we feel like we're not connecting with our team, right? With the divine. And there will be times energetically where that is going to happen. So they want you to be able to rely on yourself as well as them. They're always there, but you know, sometimes when you're being tested, you need that, you know, inner guide. Trusting in yourself. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Trust that everything you put in, all the work and the dedication, you know, that you put in on yourself, on your healing, on your faith, you know, on all the good that you put out there, that is coming back. It will. How it can't not, you know. Just gotta keep having faith. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. All right, we have communication is key. New moon in Gemini. And expect powerful change. Exactly, and that's the other thing. There will be communication coming in, you guys. You know, obviously you guys can probably tell or feel when your person, you know, kind of gets close to you, or when you feel like you could feel them thinking about you, things like that, right? But again, communication is gonna come, but I feel like they just want you to be very open if it's something you feel like you want to do. Be open to the communication, but you're strong enough now to not go in there with any expectations other than, you know, just hearing the person out and showing, you know, compassion for the situation, even if they didn't show you the same. You know, maybe they, I don't know. There's so many reasons, right? Only you guys will know your situation, but balance, spirituality, and practicality. Let's see. I'll do a few more of these and then I'll leave with, because we're already at 24, and I really feel like this is just a quick one, you know? Yeah, talk less, feel more, attend to the details, and that definitely is going into more of the divine feminine. Talk less, feel more, right? Again, confirmation. They want you to connect with your inner guide, your intuition, and your highest self. you know? And for attend to the details, that is so for the divine masculine side, even within ourselves, us as feminines, right? Talking about our career, taking action, or stepping forward with creative projects, or really focusing on our own, you know, whatever we're doing, whatever you guys are doing, right? Attending to the details that way. And again, this could go for the masculine side and their feminine energy. Talk less, feel more. Yeah, do more healing. Go inside. Take that quiet time out. Really listen. Sit with yourself. Sit with your inner child, right? So, yeah, and let your fears dissolve. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to pull. I just bought this new deck and I'm so excited. So I want to pull one of these. So we're going to pick out a goddess that wants to work with the collective. And then I want to do one of these angel guides. So we'll see another message here. And then I'll end it out like I always do. So I'll try to keep it quick. So which goddess wants to work with the collective right now? Look, it's like I can't even, I've never even really used this yet. They're so crispy still, but I did clear them out. But okay, now they're getting better. All right, which goddess wants to work with the collective? All right, we got it. All right, so, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but is it Rhea? R-H-E-A, Flow. And that's number 44. So a lot of you guys could be seeing 444. And I probably am saying this wrong, but I'm going to read this out of the book, but I'm going to pull this card first, then we can kind of read them both right after each other and kind of give a message that way. All right, and we got learning experience. All right, so we'll read these two because they're pretty quick. All right, so we'll do the goddess Mariah, number 44. All right, and it's flow. All right, empowerment message. Do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? Confirmation, stay in the ebb and flow, right? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. Exactly. Not expecting like anything crazy, right? And surrendering. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. Oh, confirmation. It requires trust, and the goddess Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. And the alignment message. Sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. Confirmation. I feel like we're getting out of that though. That pause, right? The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when you fear that your desires won't be met, and also when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. Yo, confirmation. The goddess Rhea reminds you that when you trust the flow state, you'll find an opportunity to flow around a bend you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task for you is to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried on the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. Again, sudden, I just said this, your confirmation. She will ensure that although you will experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You'll be amazed how effortless life becomes. Yo, confirmation. I love the divine. I really do. I mean, that just said exactly. That's why I want to keep this kind of short. All right, learning experience. I'm gonna read that, and then we'll just end it out. 'Cause you know what? I really do got a lot to do, and it's already late, so I gotta start packing myself. You know what I mean? All right, learning experience. All right, hold on. Here it is. All right, the message. You have dedicated a lot of your time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world, and have had many experiences recently that have been great teachers. Even though not everything has been easy or perfect, there has been a positive in that you have come to understand yourself, your gifts, and your abilities better than ever. You are deeply connected to who you are, what you stand for, and what's important to you in life. When this card appears for you, angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles you have surmounted recently. Yeah, you better believe it. All last year, until now too. Ooh, even further, but you know what I mean. Although it may have been a difficult time for you, your faith and inner strength have increased. Know that the cloud has a silver lining, and you will soon have moved beyond the feeling of being stuck or unsupported. Yo, confirmation again. I told you, this is crazy. Like, get ready, because it's happening quickly, rapidly. I feel it's gonna start happening. And the extended message: inner peace and a sense of security come from overcoming hardships. Without the challenges that life has presented to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Exactly. With a oh shoot, there we go. This is a time for you to reflect on the incredible strength you have. No matter what has gone wrong for you, you have made your way through the darkness and into the light. Absolutely. Anybody else feel like they went through a couple like rando dark nights of the soul last year? Just what? Out of nowhere, right? For what? When this card appears for you, your angel guide is inviting you to ask yourself, what have I learned from this? This card represents the teacher you have within. And through integrity and connection, you will be able to find a message within the mystery. If you are still facing challenges, you are being encouraged to keep going and trust that the worst will soon be over. The light at the end of the tunnel is you. Oh, that's so refreshing, because let me tell you something. I'm ready to get off this roller coaster, okay? Of just what? WTF, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for the more smooth sailing to occur, because this, ugh, but again, it's so true. No matter what went wrong last year up until now, right? The shit that you think all fell apart, the towers falling, again, you know, if you really look at it, it's a blessing, really. As much as it may have set you back a little bit, whether it's financially, whatever. I do feel like we all got hit pretty hard with the financial lessons and stuff, and realigning careers and realigning locations. But again, I mean, you're gonna be so thankful. Okay, because I'm going through this too, but we're gonna be way more thankful. And give it about, I'm telling you, by the summer, things are going to feel better. You're going to be grateful for this, because you know what? I can look back to and already say it taught me a lot, you know, and I do. Like, I feel like financially it taught me a lot of the areas I lack and the areas that I'm okay in, but, you know, and not being in the right career that I even wanted anyway, it was terrible. It may not look like a blessing now, but you guys know all this sudden change coming up, you know, or what you just went through. Be prepared. I'm telling you, miracles and blessings are coming. Just gotta hang in there, you know. But anyways, that was just a quick update. I really felt called to just kind of do that, because, you know, I know you guys can probably feel it too. And don't be scared. Don't be scared, you know. Embrace it. Let go of control. Be kind and compassionate towards, you know, your divine counterpart. Understand that, you know what? Show them the way, you know, and we all heal on our own time. So if communication wants to come out to you, you know, you guys embrace it if that's what you're being called to do. But holding grudges and You know, at the end of the day, love is more important, you know? And again, with the Artemis thing, the NASA's Artemis thing, it's like we're going through these complex stages, okay? Because we're trying to build a better future, better relationships, you know, healing for all, and really just make things better. So, yeah, mission 1, 2, and 3, right? Artemis 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully, we're on 2 here, okay? Because it looked like Artemis 1 already went out. I don't know if Artemis 2 did. I'm going to Google it after, but where are we on the whole 3 series here? I don't know. But we're definitely past 1, so hey, is this round? I don't know. So, whatevs, right? But yeah, looks like a 3-part trilogy here, guys. Just so be patient, because again, all these situations, wouldn't you rather go through stages like this and actually have real healing occur and not just half-ass shit to where like, oh yeah, it's not going to be sustainable, right? No, you want to build on a solid foundation here. We're all looking for something more than just this bullshit relationships where it's like all physical based and superficial and bullshit and like, no. You know, I know a lot of you guys are out there willing to wait for the right thing too, because what's going on out here, I don't want no parts of it with the more 3D aspect, right? Neither do you guys. So again, if we have to be the wave pavers, what do you call that? Like you pave the way, right? But at the end of the day, you guys will. It'll be worth it. I know that. And some way or another it will. So go with the flow. You know, let the divine bless you. Let the divine and your higher self lead you where you're meant to be, and it's gonna be again better than we could even imagine, because you know what? Anything's better than where we all came from, right? So it is the year of justice. I keep saying it, so a lot of good things are coming. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna end it here. And again, thank you guys so much for commenting, for liking, subscribing, sharing your stories with me. I absolutely love that. It really, oh my God, it was so cool. I love it. It makes my day, little things like that. So I truly appreciate that. And again, if you guys can continue to help me, you know, with my algorithm and getting, you know, more messages out there by liking the video, subscribing, sharing, whatever, right? I really do appreciate all of you. And again, if you are interested in some energy healings, Reiki sessions, I do private readings as well. I can, you know, very intuitive channeled personal messages for you guys, or even with the Reiki or energy healing as well. So my email is listed below. Just reach out to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So again, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.